But as we're about to find out, we have just begun on Inferno. CT side will be elected by the team of the Sharks. And Bravos making moves already through middle. Turtle leading the charge is so often the case on Vertigo. Again, I really can't understate just how good he was on Vertigo T side. He's the first one in. He's already goosed Zevi and forces him back.
I saw some big plays out of Joda as well. And it seems like this team is pretty well balanced on its fragging power, just from kind of looking at some of their stats. It's like the team that can rely on a bunch of different people to get the job done. And Joda is indeed the one teeing off here at top middle. Gets faced by 3 players, though. It's a little bit overwhelming. Will get silenced. T's are in CT spawn. They're at top banana, but the bomb is still apartments. This is weird. This is really weird.
Yeah, this is oh, they're actually rotating because they assume it's B.
I mean, you're playing with fire, bro. You got the bomb. He could have got taken down that window, and that could have ruined everything. But he does get away. He gets the A site. He is getting that rotation now, all of a sudden, from Turtle. All of a sudden, now, Leo makes it into B, into CT spawn as well. What is happening?
Like, they've rotated so many times, they're going to be dizzy when they get to the site. I have no idea what the hell is going on. Now the bomb's been planted, has been for a while. Leo removes the head of Pank, but Luca returns fire, looks for another one. Denoco needs to stay alive, especially now that his teammates just burnt down alongside him, and Denoco's running out of ammunition, but still on 2 HP, is alive. Still has this round the palm of his hands, but it's slipped out. And it's going to be close, but I'm pretty sure that Reelsin has enough time for this defuse. And so for all of the re-rotations, for all of the confusion, it still goes the way of Sharks.
I'm not going to lie, Vince. That might have been one of the top 5 wackiest pistol rounds I've ever casted.
It's got to be up there.
I mean, that was unreal weird, how the maneuvering was going around. Just imagine if Denoco gets killed in window. Like, that would have ruined everything. It's so crazy. Because he even took the fight at mid. That crazy man. But he got away. Got the bomb down. But unfortunately for him, Shark's still able to find the retake in the end. Luca and Real with the full house of frags between the two of them. That's a chunky boy.
A lot of damage is decent from Zevi as well. Forces Turtle to retreat down on the ramp. Now with the smoke of 3 players on Banana, they can leave Reelsin here and actually over-rotate 2 of those players towards the A site again. So this is a solid start for Sharks.
Yeah, they got early damage. They're able to get the rotations they want. They definitely put Bravos to a screeching halt all across the map. Bravos is able to get a little bit of top mid, though, here with Denoco getting control of bracket. So at least they're getting a little bit of a foothold here. CT's playing passive towards Grave Pit and Library.
Well-timed smoke that as well. It's going to keep Denoco in wood. Wrong side of it. Down on middle. They're looking to try and wrap around to B. Yeah, this is going to be a B split. But the problem is that they need to bypass Zevi. I just don't see him getting killed here. Timing could
gets the flash, gets out. Yeah, he may not know that they... Oh, now he knows.
Not budging any players from Luca or Pank. I'm not entirely sure. Seeing players on Arch doesn't really mean a great deal at this stage. But Bravos with 30 seconds have decided actually B site not really viable. They want to come back to A. Zevi sees multiple players pushing towards the A side of the site. So Luca's just going to dig in. This is going to be a massacre. This is going to be a bloodbath. There may not be a single CT that drops down. There is from Leo's Deagle, but he is then instantly retorted on. And a quick fire 2-0 for the Sharks falls into position.
Yeah, that was a smart play from Sharks all the way around. Like, Bravos knew that they had been found out. They tried to double back, but Sharks had a good read on the situation. You know, having a couple of personnel still playing towards our side middle, able to peek top mid, spot it, get Luca boosted up inside sight. Still had a player in pit to anchor, and just able to make all the right moves to make sure that they took this round clean. Only suffering that 1 casualty. Buy up, though, from Bravos here. AKs across the board. Sharks on the bit of a bonus, having a couple of FAMAS still in play. See Luca looking to get a little bit aggressive. What was that? Did he throw that to make them think that he had incendiaried it so he wouldn't push it, but then he does push it because it's actually not there? It's so that's kind of cool.
500 IQ plays. It works out for him.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but that's the only reason I could think he would do that, is to make them assume that he had mollied it. Like, for all the T's no holding back, they think that he mollied stairs, right? But then he just pushes. So I think
that's sure.
That was pretty cool.
Plus, if they're close, I think it may mask his footsteps as well for the peak.
Yeah, very possible.
It's really nice. You
Yeah,
have to use that sometime.
I hadn't seen that. I am theory crafting. I don't know for sure, but I can't think of any other purpose it would have had. Unless he somehow threw it wrong. Which would make me look silly, but we'll go with that.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt as it was a 500
Yes.
IQ play. Because he did get the kill,
Yes.
so he gets the win whatever way you spin it. Meanwhile, though, Bravo's looking to try and battle back onto B. Big frag from Turtle has so often been the case. And taking minimal damage on the approach, reels in, intelligently backs off, waits for the cavalry to arrive. They have 2 HEs left and a smoke flash and a bunch of kits. So they're still in the fight. They're still in with a good shot of this round. Because of Reelsin's position, they can get across here fast. He jumps across though, and there's no follow-up damage as Turtle takes down 2 by himself. At least Zevi does try and even the odds. But he's down to 73 and his teammate is very low. So Zevi's gonna have to do most of the heavy lifting on his own. Takes off 2 heads down to Jota, but Jota holds the line. His resolve is unsurmountable. First round for Bravos on our 3rd all-important map.
Yeah, tough round to lose if you're Sharks. You get the opening pick, you have the 5-on-4, you have the read on the B take, you have a 4-on-4 retake with, you know, firepower and utility superiority, but just fumbled the ball on that Coffins push, lost too many numbers trying to break through that angle. And now they have to settle for this force buy. It's going to be a couple MP9s, a couple M4s, 1 Deagle for Pank, full buy pretty much for Bravo, so they do get a couple of Mac 10s. Nice flash, though, coming in. Rio gets 1, gets out. Did he get an upgrade? Yes, he does pick up the AK.
That's huge. And they both able to escape with pretty decent HP, all things considered. So that's a hit and run where it works out about as well as it could have for Sharks. Pank. Yeah. Close angle with the Deagle. Wood's already pushed. We'll be expecting that possibly Boiler will come in next, and Luca knows the second player's up close, but can't quite connect the dots and the headshots. Wood returns fire, but they still trail by a player, and with both Jota and Wood low HP, looking pretty dicey right now for Bravos.
Certainly the case. They're kind of split up as well. You know, they have Dinoco making some big headway up lane, but the bomb is still bottom middle. Maybe trying to throw a bit of a fake. I'm not really sure. They do have a couple of smokes on Wood and Dinoco, as well as on Jota, so they could fake the B hit with the smoke Coffins and CT, then double back. Or they could do the opposite and have Dinoco put pressure at A and then attack. And it looks like option A that I mentioned is the one that they go for.
The issue here for Dinoco, though, is he doesn't know if there's any players on balcony, not sure about pit, mini pit, graveyard, site, like so many angles he has to watch by himself. I'm amazed he's got this far. Actually, this is a massive oversight from Sharks. And now Dinoco, Jota, and the rest of the troops can get this one done. They've denied the bomb plant, though. 14 seconds. Big frag from Pank again. And although he will fall, he's done more than enough work. Dinoco has to stick the bomb. There's players coming in from both sides. Don't give him separate 1v1 incursions, otherwise he can punish you. But JNT, with the 30 bullets in the magazine with the MP9, makes them work. And Sharks can breathe a collective sigh of relief.
Yeah, that was scary because, like you said, it looked like they might serve him up some 1v1s there and give him a way to maybe get back into the round, but they do get the frag out of JNT. They get a couple of AKs out of it as well. They put a stop to Bravos. The force buy pans out. Problem is their economy is still low. And with that bomb plant, there's an option for Bravos to maybe chase after that low economy, but they themselves still don't have that much spending power, so they may have to just step back and just kind of concede, allow Sharks a 4th. It's like the perfect round, though, I feel like, for like a Tech 9 buy, because you know the CT economy is low. Maybe you could force a big reset, make something happen. We know that Bravos is an aggressive team, so I wouldn't put it past them to get a Tech 9 buy up going here. And oh, they go more than that. Go all the way.
Yeah, like Tech 9? What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
We're going all in here.
Yeah. All right. I can appreciate it. I feel like it's kind of one of those big risk, big reward situations. You know, it makes sense. I can see the logic behind it, but again, it could set you back a huge ways and allows the CT economy to build up if it doesn't go right.
Absolutely. It's always weighing up the risk versus reward, as you say, and I think it's definitely worthwhile. It may not work, but if it does, you're right back in this. Meanwhile, though, running across the Molotov, Leo getting 1, traded back out again, but Pank darting and dancing between mollies and flashes, eventually slips over and falls down. And it seems so far this risk has been more than worth, but it's quickly been surprised down from Realzin's boost. Double spray, bomb drop down, and now those smokes that were offering a little bit of sanctuary are starting to clear. That molly may spread to Zevi in the last tick. If it does, he could start to get tinged, but it actually won't bother him. He still loses out against Turtle, though. That just dry peeks him in. There's still 40 seconds left, so Bravos don't have to force a bomb plant down here. They can play the time a little bit longer.
Yeah, they are stuck here, though. They can't get away. They have to commit to a B at some point in time. Smoke comes down to block off Coffin's angle. Turtle will drop back, plant safe behind Fountain. Still could get peeked, though, from CT. And yeah, there it is. Luca and company peek together. Shut that thing down. A plant does go all the way through for some extra money, but the round is won by Sharks. They go up 4-1. And the thing is, they invested heavy to get that bomb plant. So they would be basically in a very similar situation if they decided to buy up here, where they still wouldn't have full AK armor utility. It would be like a mixed buy. So it looks like they're going to go for the more conservative approach this time, Vince. I see a Tech 9 out from Wood. Couple of flashes bought out from Turtle. So yeah, they're not going all the way in this time. They want to get that full AK buy next round, but they will get a couple of pesky pistols to try to maybe wreak a little havoc.
Enough firepower to make this a threat, but not enough where you'd think that Sharks are going to be hot under the collar too much.
Right.
Smoke to top banana and a flash as well. Early banana control from Bravos. That's his good news. They only have one smoke and flash to play with. So whichever side they decide to try and push onto, if it's the B side, you're looking at a smoke onto CT, perhaps the front side of the site, and try and rush and just run and gun it. But 3 players for Sharks already over here. And Bravos, 4 players middle, trying to take a bit of mid control for themselves. It's a very passive defense from Sharks, though.
Yep. Yeah, definitely fading back more towards Grave Pit and Spawn to defend this A side. Getting a little bit aggressive at top mid, though, or top B, I should say. They're going to have J&T able to keep some tabs on anyone who decides to try to take that top B control, but it means their rotation is going to take longer unless they flank. And it's all going to come down to timing on how impactful that can be. Apartment's push may get stalled by that smoke. CT should now know what the intended target is based on that play over towards Art side. Egg spots one as well, Vince.
Yeah, draws away his Molotov. As a smoke as well, if he needs to put a one-way up. And also Luca from Graveyard. These are perfect positions. A great read of it. And Luca is putting bodies down where he spots them. Not quite 4, but the damage already inflicted. They can pick up his AK-47, no problems. And Sharks off to a cracking 5-1 lead.
Yeah, they're able to start building up their economy a bit, not suffering too many casualties on this particular round. Luca holds the line just fine here from the grave. He's the one undertaking people 6 feet under. And so here we have it. Full buy up, though, now from Bravos. Their first really full, healthy buy of the game, it feels like. And so this is the one that you have to make count, you feel like, if you're Bravos. Try to get back into the mix. Triple B set up early here for the CT side.
There's a lot riding on this round, you feel, for Bravos. Not only in terms of getting themselves back underway, but also, like, confidence, momentum, all these aspects that Sharks are starting to build up.
Sorry. Thought you were going for a little Dr. Disrespect type situation there. Ooh, that's a chunk on the Realzin.
That's a panic as well, a panic molly.
Yeah.
And he burns himself alive.
Yeah, smoke will extinguish, and there's a cap, though, created because of that. Unintentional, but oh my god, look at the repercussions! No way they planned that. Or did they?
Man. If Realzin actually meant to do that, that is far more intelligent than I will ever be. Because that's under duress.
Yeah. I don't know that I can give him that.
No,
I already gave him credit. Yeah, I can give him credit for the incendiary in apartments to mask the push. I'll give him benefit of that on that one. That one I feel like it's just a little bit of luck.
I so want it to have been intentional, though, because that is such a ridiculous
I want future
moment.
situations to be intentional. Think about it. Because a lot of people will try to bank a smoke off that wall to get it into the middle placement to be the perfect location. And so if you put a molly down that stops it from being able to bounce, then yeah, it does create that gap. Maybe pretty consistently. It has to be tested, but that could be something to think about. I don't know.
Nice shot from Denoco, but this is surely where his life comes to an abrupt end. They can shoulder peek. He dies at least before time, so it's not as brutal as it could have been, but it's still pretty grim, all things considered. But it's kind of the same as the Molotov you toss in Window and Mirage that blocks the smoke, the window smoke for you, for the AWP.
Yeah. I don't know, it just depends. There's so many different ways you can line up that CT spawn smoke from B side. Like whether you throw it from like the gate on the right-hand side, or you throw it from logs, or you just bank a simple one as you're running in. So I think it'd be really hard to calculate exactly how that smoke's going to land and if it would actually be phased with the incendiary or not. So I don't think it's something you could actually bank on. I think that was just a little bit of luck. But boy, did it play out in Sharks' favor.
Oh, no doubt. Whether it was intentional or not, probably not. It still left a small gap in the smoke, and that's where JNT comes in and lays down the law. In terms of the last time these two teams played each other, incidentally, which wasn't that long ago in Inferno, we've already touched on it, it was 16-8. Obviously, we're just going to talk over this time out a little bit. And the two top players, one was Jota, who had some very big moments on Vertigo. I think you touched on that at the start of this map. And additionally on Sharks, it was actually JNT. And no disrespect to JNT at all, but he hasn't really been the player that we've seen shine that many times over the duration of their matches so far. It's typically been Zevi, maybe Luke has been up there as well, but not really JNT.
Fair point. Good breakdown of the situation as we see Bravo's getting the Tech 9s out. Money's certainly not there. They have had a struggle in that regard throughout this half. Really seen Sharks step up and deliver when it's mattered most here in this third map. Can they keep it up is the question. We've seen them have a lot of slips and slides throughout this series.
Whole bunch of grenades marooned down on Banana. Once they clear, it will be afforded to Bravos. 2 smokes, 4 flashes, and a HE as they boost up onto the half wall. Nade's now being tossed in from Sharks. The green button has been pushed, but that's into the grave as far as Leo's concerned. HE backs off the corner. JNT needs to be there again with reels in, and the two of them vaporize this push. Push away the T's. And they may even come out of this round without any casualties. Reels in is incredibly low, and Pank has lost his life, but it's at the cost of 4 T's. And Jota, as good as he has played, this Tech 9 surely is living on borrowed time. And if it wasn't bad enough already, there's 2 players wrapping around the back of him, and that Molotov will keep him at arm's reach.
Yeah, he is well and truly boxed in. Has been spotted as well. Trying to do some tricky jumping around. I like this one here from Sharks, so they're not giving him any looks, Vince. They know how important it is to win this clean, keep their money in order for the rest of the half, so they're just playing patient and safe. Jota trying to do some cool maneuvers here. Doesn't know about JNT waiting on the other side. I mean, he's definitely trying his best, but Charge is just not giving him anything now.
Really?
Crazy you got that.
Yeah. Nice try, man. He did about as well as he could have.
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, he made every decision correctly. It's just when you're in that position, there's not a whole lot you can do unless someone makes a mistake on the other side.
So we go again. 7-1 is the score. Sharks with the lead in the all-important deciding matchup. Grand finals on the horizon. Flash pops in through middle, does hit multiple oncoming Ts and a HE behind it. Bravos mixing up their aggression. This time it's Apps. They've done a lot of B hits. There is a boost coming up on the flower bed. And with a crossfire put into place, the aggression comes out, but Denoco's all alone. There's no follow-up damage. It comes in, but it's too late. And Luca gets 3. Single-handedly just shuts down this push. And Sharks are looking so good to get 8.
What a time to pull out a gimmick like that, Vince. You're already out in front. You know the stress is on Bravos. You know their economy is fragile. And you throw in something tricky like that they just surely couldn't anticipate. Yeah, you check with a CT boost at times when you're attacking B. even though sometimes that gets overlooked. But you never really expect this, and usually, if you do, it's usually top porch, not on the flower beds. I mean, that is just such a rarity. Sure, you know it's possible, but you're not thinking of that in the heat of the moment. And again, it's just such a well-timed place to pull that out.
Yeah, precisely. It's like you're already having a really tumultuous time. You throw that wrench in the works, and it just makes you think twice. And they already have used 3 of their timeouts. They have 1 left.
Right. Yeah, this kind of has the vibes of Vertigo, but just the reverse way around, where it just feels like Sharks are dominating the half, and you just don't see a way back in for Bravos the way things have played out so far. They've only really had 2 or 3 full buys this half. And yeah, man, it's just I'm running out of ways to believe in Bravos at this point. This round's obviously going to be a tough one. Just the 1 AK on Joda. Everyone else on pistols, and we've seen time and time again they haven't been able to get much done in these types of buys on this map.
Well, I mean, as we move into round 10, they have what, 22 kills collectively, Bravos, and Luca has 16 by himself. You can just see it on the death count for Sharks. Like, no one has died more than 5 times or 6 times, and a couple of them are like 3 or below. Prank runs down Banana, shuts down 2 by himself.
That's the thing. If you add Luca to any other of his teammates, they have Bravos beat overall frags. So 2 players of Sharks have the entire Bravos covered.
Yeah,
basically.
Exactly. And it has been every bit as one-sided as the scoreline suggests.
Yep, I could agree to that. Sometimes one-sided games can have a lot of close rounds, and one team just can't quite get over the finish line, but this has been all but that. Been a couple of close rounds, I guess. Sure. Okay. At least he got that, Vince. At least he got that. If he wouldn't have gotten that, then my goodness. But unfortunately, those small battles don't really matter. They're losing the war.
Why did JNT switch his weapon, though?
Who knows, man? Who knows? We have talked about how Sharks try to find ways to lose. I don't know if that's what...
True.
Nah. Not like this.
Great work.
Too easy for Pank.
I keep calling him Prank. Why do I keep calling him Prank? I have no idea.
It is... I mean, I can see the similarities in the words, surely. It's understandable. I feel like Prank would be a cooler name.
I apologize, Prank. I'm an idiot, okay? It's 100% me. I'm just a moron.
You are. I mean, that's been established multiple times throughout your life. It's not as if I haven't also been a moron. Something, Kappa sign. I don't know. There's been a couple of moments out there.
We all have them. We all have them.
I don't know if you have one that big. Although you did say you would eat a boot, and that never happened. So I mean, definitely been some.
It did. It was just a chocolate variety. Of course. Yep. Yeah. Decent banana control though early on from Bravos. It's already forced out 1 incendiary, but JNT does have the angle covered. I don't think he realizes. No chance. Yeah. There's no way he peeks out like this if he knows a player's in this alcove.
Very true. And so there's a chance there for Leo Monster to get it done. Or is he Lemonster? Never thought of that. Actually, that'd be Lemon spelled.
I'll be a moron.
His real name is also Leonardo, so I feel like Leo Monster is pretty safe. Lemonster.
What if his name's Lemon? What? Leoman. Brilliant. Nailed it. That's what Dust gets paid the big bucks for, ladies and gents.
You know what's even worse about that situation is I was going to say that earlier in the broadcast, and then I was like, nah, better not. And then I just doubled down anyway.
He hasn't listened to his gut. It's not worked out for him. It's going to be a save, though, for Sharks. They're going to look to try and keep their 3 players in pits.
Do I at least get some credit for self-correction?
Yes.
Okay,
always.
Thanks. Okay, well, there's that.
Well, Molly's gonna smoke straight away. Nicely done. Keep 3. That's an easy rebuy. And to be honest, they had tons of cash anyway. Even if they did all die, they would have been able to buy. But this just means that they're going to have an economy stabilized pretty much for the rest of this half. They go for double ups, though. We've seen double up quite a few times for Sharks over this best of 3. No.
All right, Vince. What are Bravos' chances of coming back here, you think?
If I had to put a percent, I'm saying like 25%. I think there is a chance. but it's not very
Okay.
big.
Gotcha. Look at
You?
Sebby going for a little bit of a different cut. Oh, boy.
Oh, nice.
What? Oh, that's a brain melter right there, man. In more ways than one.
It's a hell of a shot. JNT, though, great spray down onto Leo. Jota, in the meanwhile, is stuck behind a molly. He can't quite push in. There are 2 players here from Sharks anyway, and they're isolated as well on Bravos. They have Danoko, not for the first time, off by himself in the apps, while his teammates have the bomb over pretty much on the other side of the world. So it's going to be a long time before they can come together. Smoke down, opportunistic strike, though, takes it out, and there's a smoke on top of it. This look has worked perfectly.
Or can it get cut off, though? Bomb being spotted, perhaps, but Zevy's missed the op shot. He's able to smoke and stall out middle. He's able to get across as well into Boiler. He could still maybe stop this bomb from getting back into the A site, or at least buy time for a rotation. Tricky, tricky. Oh, that's gone. Bot's gone.
I love the decision, though, to actually cross through that smoke. It was really well done, but yeah, he really needs to be landing that shot down middle. He's been very good over this best of 3, but if we're being honest, that's a shot that he lands 99 out of 100 times.
Yeah, I think that's maybe a bit hyperbole, but certainly he does hit it majority of the time, sure. It's definitely tough to see him miss it, especially when you consider the shots he has hit. Not that crazy through the wall shot. I mean, that's tough, because he definitely could have cut off that double back to A and maybe even won the round off of that, honestly. But Bravo's showing some signs of life here, right towards the end of the first half. Getting a couple of rounds through. CT economy, though, is still very powerful, so still definitely can get a full buy this next round. So no easy rounds for Bravos coming up. At least not yet. Maybe if they win this one, you might have to see Sharks kind of save for last or something like that in the next round.
That's such a filthy shot.
It is.
Ah, so they do go for the double AWP setup this time. They had the options for it last time as well. They decided to go against it. Zevi has a good spawn for middle. He's going to be peeking it as well. Behind that incendiary, actually decides better of it. Molly does a bit of damage to wood, but with a Molly there, plus the top of Banana, they're taking Banana control. 2 players strong with a third on JNT on the site. So if they do both die, you do not expect a third player here. Plus, he can throw in the flashbangs if it's called upon. There's the flash up and over. Peek behind it. Will it yield any frags? No, actually, Reelson goes down to the hands of Jota. And Prag dies,
no
and he should be
way.
getting that frag.
That's 2 big misses from Sharks. The second one being the most scary one. JNT trying to salvage things, and he gets a couple. Zevi also gets one at middle, so it stays in a 2 versus 2, but the bomb will get planted at B. That's a long time for these 2 CTs to get in position to retake together. They'll both be coming through B side. They have a few nades, but that would give their location away.
I think they just have given it away by banking that flash at the top of Banana. Jota takes down Luca. What, did he run around the corner with his nades out? Oh, this is just madness from Sharks. Absolute madness. Spray is just about connecting at the end. It's the AWPer of wood with a Molotov down and no kit in the hands of Zevi either, by the way. And he's looking to try and push through, realizing he has no kit. He has to go and save. And
Was there not one on
again.
Banana?
Man.
I thought there maybe would have been a kit somewhere on Banana for him to pick up, but I guess not. And yeah. Just really, it seemed like it was so well set up, but just not executed right. Just a couple of missed shots, man. I mean, the first one's kind of unlucky. You're just going for spam wars through a smoke, and you happen to be on the wrong side of it. Second one, though, you feel like that's got to be a hit. The player that was playing sandbags. And now look at this. It is finally them having to tap out around save for last. And so Bravo is closing that gap fence right here towards the end.
Yeah, picking up ahead of steam. It's getting a little bit nervy. In terms of how it fared last time, by the way, Sharks picked up 11 rounds on their T side, and the CT side of Bravos was pretty solid. So you have to feel like their best side is yet to come. So if they can pick up 6, they're actually in a pretty damn good spot, all things considered. They have to get there first, though. And Zevi's got walkies through apps. Lets the player pass it. There's one behind him, but he's actually bypassed that player. And now onto the bridge, he will fall, and Jota is dealt with accordingly. Now they can call to the rest of his teammates that A is clear. They all rotate over to B. This is getting very scary for Bravos.
Oh, absolutely. They're going to try to commit, try to beat the timing, but it's already too late. The CTs are already here on the other side. They're boosted. USB goes up first. Surprised that's the one to go up, but I guess the Deagle would have made more sense, honestly. But Pank still gets the kill nonetheless. No way. No way.
Droko,
Okay.
3 through the smoke. Won't be a 4th. Zevi's here. 2v1. JNT has a deagle, and Wood with the bomb actually tries to vacate the premises. He's faking a rotation. Oh, I love this play from Wood, but he's been spotted. In through he comes. The deagle connects shots down to 12. Next bullet probably seals this round up. And now Zevi knows there's not enough time for the A side of the map to be aggressed onto. So Wood is waiting, biding. Zevi knows he can wait to hear the bomb tickled. Round the corner he will come. He's playing it so well. Now he knows he has to stick onto this one. 1 second to play with. Up close. Zevi just needs to connect one bullet. This is done, but there's Wood with the AK. Drills Zevi down. Picks up the AWP, and Bravos get 5.
Oh my goodness, it was a weird route to get to it, but they do find the destination nonetheless. So back and forth, so scary. You got to give a lot of credit to Dinoco to kind of reel that scary moment back in and give his teammate a chance at a 1 versus 1. And well, we see Wood was up to the task there, able to get the plant down, fade back to the new box area and finish off the round. Final round of the half now ahead of us, still a chance for Sharks to get to double digits. Zevi looking for the op at middle. If he gets too aggressive, he could get caught here by Wood, who is posted up. Looks like neither is budging just yet as Zevi repositions to watch the alt mid angle.
What a turnaround this would be if it went 9-6, even 10-5, to be honest. It was 9-1 at one stage. 4 rounds in a row for Bravos. And with no kits, Sharks need to tread lightly. They know if they concede a bomb plant, it could be a pretty difficult one to recover. Grenade, minimal damage. Leo tagged down 12 hit points. Still, bomb is under control on Banana. And because they've got 3 players over on B, the A side is incredibly defensively placed for Sharks.
Yeah, they're having to play double pit, and so that means they're giving up arch side, and that means that Sharks have to be aware that CT spawn could be threatened through arch side middle because no one's there to cover that. No one has vision. That lack of information could be a real problem. But the double pit, it's a hard defense to break if they do commit A, and so that could still help Sharks out. They extinguish, push coming in.
Oh, very important kill. Zevi shuts down arches. Luca's position now is even more powerful than it was before. And in come him and Pank. Well played from Sharks. 1 player remains, but not for much longer. 10-5 the score. But Sharks will be thinking, what could have been there, Dust? That could have easily been a 12 or 13 round half.
Yeah.
And yet, it's still Bravos are in with a shout.
Yeah, indeed they are. I think it's big for Sharks to at least win that final round of the half and extend it to 10-5. It gives them a little bit more breathing room. It means that the pistol round isn't like a necessity anymore. It's certainly a great luxury. It would set them up nicely, but a situation where they do have a little bit of space between them and their opponent with that final round. And I think it maybe helps their confidence a bit too. So we will be going to a short break though before we get that second half, so stay tuned.
Smoke clears, I'll still be on my feet, forget all of my fears, cause I know my destiny. I feel a champion waking inside of me. It's set in motion, the legend's spoken. This is my moment, can't break my focus, know where I'm going. This is my moment.
myself in the mirror not so long ago, and I told me, do you know? I told me, do you know? All alone in your head, but you don't have to pretend that you will make a change, 'cause you don't want to change. I'm gonna be real honest this time. I'm okay with it, I am more than fine. I'm gonna roll all less red dice now. Tell me I won't get
Third deciding map and the second half of that. Sharks is 6 rounds away from booking their spot in the grand finals. But Bravos still in with a chance, even if it's a very slight one, Dust, and just a couple of lifelines remaining.
Yeah, pistol seems to be pretty much a necessity if you're Bravos right now. Without that, Sharks extends that lead even further, and it's already a dangerous one. Again, this win means so much to Sharks to get into that grand finals and secure at least a second place finish. Gives them a couple of different ways to advance to the major. All would depend on that point made in Brazil and how far they make it. They can get all the way to the grand finals or not from the lower side, and even if they did, it gives Bravos that one map, or excuse me, Sharks that one map advantage.
Yeah, this would be gigantic.
Nuclear.
Oh, Joda's hoping to detonate down on Banana as he peeks in. Oh, what a shot. And then he just crab walks away. Why not? Just super chill. Easy.
Easy. Moonwalking out of there. Okay, dude. I mean, that's a tough way to start a round if you're Sharks. Like, oh, let's just lose 2 people before we ever even get going.
From the clinical chill headshots of Jota to a really scrappy fight from balcony, and now Jota's lost his life. The bomb is transitioning up towards B. There's a fast rotation from Leo, but he is a lone man. Yeah, he's the only person here, and if he dies for nothing, that's a post-plant 3v3. He actually wasn't even aiming at Zevi and takes him down, but then cleans up onto Real, and Luca with his alert flank just basically is screwed. 21 HP, 15 seconds left. This round is over.
Oh, and there you have it. A clean victory for Bravos. Just what they needed to stay competitive here on Inferno without having to really labor their way back in. They can start their comeback right away. They'll be able to get the M4s aplenty into this one. UMP for Wood. Nanoco yet to purchase just yet, but certainly can get himself an SMG or rifle in play as well. MP9 will be his choice. Sharks go for the full-on Glock save so they can full buy next round. Reasonable.
5 blocks and 1 flash, looking to try and burst out of maybe the upside, waterfall their way to a victory. Although I think, honestly, victory at this point would just be a bomb plant. Anything more than that would be kind of outrageous, all things considered. And you can see as well from Bravos that they've pretty heavily invested in rifles. They have 3 M4s, UMP and an MP9. Grenade, just a little bit too shallow to really bother any of the Sharks, who are keeping their options available. They're looking to maybe line up that flash as it is in the hands of Reels in towards the middle and then burst out, but it's not affecting Wood, and this is where the UMP should really shine bright. 3 kills, could be a 4th, runs out of ammo and is punished, but it's just the SMG, and he's done his job. Turtle cleaning up JNT in the periphery, although Luca has picked up the bomb. He's running into an M4 down bottom. Ooh. Leo does get tagged pretty heavily, though.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, they know where he is. Time's running low. He's in trouble. Of course, that's how he gets the kill, bro. Just jumping across. That's so unreasonable.
Nice work from Wood. But yeah, that shot from the MP9, just classic.
Classic memes.
5 AKs coming up, though. So Sharks straight back in with a solid purchase.
Mm-hmm. Big chance to either really keep this comeback flowing or Sharks a chance to hold it off if they can make the most out of this full AK buy. The problem is limited utility, so it kind of kills options for fakes and feints and kind of really makes you commit that utility so you can get the most out of it. You know, when you only have this many smokes, it's like you really got to make sure you use it for your hit rather than trying to cause rotations or deny info.
Jota just trying to marshal the banana area. Did see a player briefly at the bottom of ramp. No push behind it. Drawing out a third rotational player. That's Leo, but he doesn't have a smoke. You typically want this anchor player or this rotational player to have a smoke to just replenish that, but he doesn't. And there's still just shy of a minute to play with. So Sharks have plenty of time here to try and poke away some of these defending players.
That's one thing that I think the dropping utility is going to be big for, is you could literally just drop 3 smokes at B and just have one player just keep smoking it over and over again, making you think that they're rotating players. Really, they don't even have to. So that's something to think about for the future, but that is neither here nor there. What is here is Leo putting the shot right between the eyes of J&T and slowing down that A push. Smokes go down that library and arch to maybe fake something, but they're trying to go up top, but Jota's right here with open arms. Only able to get one, though, so it gives a little bit of an opening as B has folded entirely, but still CTs will have minute advantage on the retake. They do have a couple of kits in play as well. It gives them some extra time to work it out, but they have no utility, so it's going to come purely down the gunfights.
I think it's for Sharks, so they don't know there's no utility. For all they know, there's incendiary still, there's still flashes and everything else, so they have to position forward. As a result of that, Zevi 1 for 1 may not be good enough for Sharks. Puts more pressure on Pank, and Reelsin stuck at the back of the site. Pank has eyes on Garden. Reelsin is watching both Banana and CT. And now Pank on 22 is going to try and clutch this one out, but down he goes. And there was just enough time for the defuse. If they're able to waste another few seconds, it could have been doable. But as soon as Zevi went down in ruins, that was basically the round feeling like it was done.
Yeah, I kind of wish they played a bit more together on that. You're already a man down. You need to set up the trade potential as best you can. Isolating one player at construction like that, unless he multi-frags, it's pretty much going to ruin your chances when you're both stuck at the back of site itself. Of course, you'd have to take even more gambles on peaks that you normally wouldn't want to take because you just want to play the crossfire in the back of the site. And so now it allows Bravos to inch more forward. Timeout comes out of Sharks. Money's not really there. They could maybe go for a pistol buy, but that's about it.
So this vast lead is really starting to slip. 9-1 to 10-8. Sharks under a great deal of pressure. Act 10, Deagles. Meanwhile, Bravo still yet to get their hands on an AWP, but to be fair to them, the full rifle purchase has been pretty damn good, so no real need to switch it up just yet. And obviously, if it starts to go a bit awry for them, then we know they're more than capable of picking up an AWP in the hands of Wood. Nade's down middle already, but also traded out on Banana. Has to use his smoke just to stay alive. And even then, he's put down by the grenade of Leo. Was burnt down to 18, finished off by the high ordnance. And Sharks off the back of a timeout have instantly just been slapped away again.
Yeah, not a whole lot that they could pose a threat with these pistols, but obviously it gets even worse when you suffer an early casualty like that at top. Banana allows this A defense to feel more confident, just kind of entrenching together on this lane side. Zevi peeks out, gets broken away. That smoke grenade separates the pack, but they're trying to gather back up here. They actually do swing through for a kill, but do they know about Dinoko's position? No, and that's going to end it. Oh, man. Wood, why have you done that? Why have you done that, Wood? Just stay out of the way.
Clearly, because now he can have an AWP. It was all planned.
Okay.
And he picks up an M4. Never mind. It's an awkward little passage of play, but Bravos now have strung 4 rounds together past the half-time. They are unbeaten on their CT side as it stands. Another Molotov down middle from Wood. That will just keep the T's stuck on Banana with Reels in this time, taking the same position as Pank. May get caught. Good flash. Oh, Jota still takes his head off. It looked like he was fully flashed from his perspective.
Oh no, Shark starting to really spiral the drain now. They were so far up, 10-5, now potentially a 10-10 tie on the horizon here. If Bravos can keep this up. Seeing Sharks try to fight back a little bit here through the smoke, but not finding anything. And I mean, they just look disjointed yet again here on the T side.
Yeah, it has been a recurring theme over this best of 3, and honestly, in the best of 3 they had yesterday against MIBR as well.
Yeah. And the problem is, like, if you're JNT and you're playing alone on A side, I mean, all he's really accomplishing is making sure they're not getting flanked. He's not poking or probing. He's not causing rotations. He's not, you know, cutting anything off. He's just kind of there. And so I feel like, yeah, this is the right choice. Just get him over with everyone else. Make sure at least you're attacking as a 4. That gives you at least a chance to have a brief numbers advantage on this side of the map.
Entry frags required, and instead it's the T's that are falling down one more time. Leo can reposition. They've got a crossfire now, but they've already dealt with Wood. Oh, they line up for each other. They're stumbling over one another. And with 2 players at the back of the site, you expect 1, but not 2. And Jota is going to punish JNT. That lead, as vast as it was, has now been entirely bridged. We are all tied up at 10-10.
Indeed, we're all square after Leo was able to get the job done at the back of that A site. Money again low for the Sharks, and their chances of reaching the grand finals through the upper bracket are starting to shrink rather rapidly, and that means that their ways forward to the major will be limited. Again, Bravo's potentially playing that spoiler role that we discussed. They are out of it when it comes to the point situation. But again, they can still fight for their pride and still ruin the dreams of the Sharks as they're clamping down and dealing with this eco very effectively.
Reels in with 1, but he's down at 13. Unlucky for some. And let's be honest, a single bullet anywhere near him is going to finish him off. And there it is. Yep. Leo through the smoke. Right idea, right time. And for the first time in this final map, Bravos actually lead.
Indeed, they do. It's been a long journey. At one point, they were 6 or 7 rounds behind. It was a hot start from Sharks in the first half. But they have come all the way back now, and money is low for Sharks. So if they lose this, Bravos very likely go up 13-10, and that's where it gets even tougher on the Sharks to try to find that route to the grand final. Again, we know how important it is for them, battling with Main Brazil for those RMR points to determine who will make it to the major. A lot of utility damage here early at B vents for both sides, really. It was kind of an equal exchange in that regard.
That was so nearly a hit, and how brutal that could have been for the Sharks. Dorsal fin was just peering up. A threat of things to come for Bravos, and they will respect it as they pull the plug. Keep 3 players on B, but with a smoke being put into position. An easy rotation for Jota once it does get called in.
Yeah. How many Shark references do you think we've made throughout this broadcast to the actual Shark?
Too many.
In nature. Yeah, probably. You are going to see the gathering of the Sharks here. Trying to break into top mid. They're going to have a flash it up from Zevi to clear out brackets. They'll get it for free. CT's playing back on the A side. But where do they go from here? Wood posted up at Library. They jump across, and he misses his shot, so they get out into open space. It gets dangerous now.
At least he stays alive. Is there a gap in that smoke?
Yes.
They both get killed, though, so that's not as important, not as impactful, but it nearly was. Turtle, it's been a while since we've seen him really come alive. Felt like he doused down a little bit from Vertigo, but now he comes back into action with 1. Reels in, stuck on the site, gets fragged down from Leo, and it was looking good when they took systematic control over Arches, and they still lose again.
Yeah, Turtle played such a big role in that round, playing from lane, gets a kill, stays alive, stays safe, sets up a little bit of a bait and switch with this rotator over on Moto side. And they're able to come in together and take that round away from Sharks. And Sharks do still have money to spend, though, on this one. They can still get a full AK buy here, so it won't be an easy 13-10 for Bravos, thanks to the bomb plant. So here we go. Still a chance for Sharks to keep this in close contention. But the CT economy is building, Vince. Everyone has maybe 5,000 or more except for Joda, so they have themselves nicely set up for the rest of this half. Take a few in a row from Sharks to get a freebie.
Yeah, I mean, that really is the end result of losing 7 rounds in a row on your T side. I mean, Bravos are always going to have the upper hand in the engagements, economically speaking, at this stage. Jota, though, does at least make sure that his teammate, Leo, and his life are not lost in vain. Molly will be good to force Jota away. It actually also isolates the 2 CTs from one another. Jota may strike first, but then he burns alive. Luca is low HP. Turtle already moving over, spots the hand around the corner, looking to try and block that smoke out. Can play on the periphery of it. There's one. Can't quite double up, but a lot of damage inflicted to Zevi. And with a minute left, they're going to be pushing in. Wood, I should say, does take damage as they look to try and cross over onto the site. Flash in his eyes. Dies down to the hands of Zevi. Seemed a bit desperate for those repeaks. And now Zevi has the AWP in his own hands. Smoke comes in from Denoco. He can try and bypass that one and explode out onto the site. Did he maybe intend to throw that smoke a bit deeper? I'm not sure what his game plan was there.
I don't know. T's are just kind of holding up. Have yet to put this bomb down. Denoco trying to find a way to prod his way back in. Only to get greeted by the AK of J&T. So Sharks do it. They get that 11th round. They keep themselves close, but again, no easy rounds. Full buy back up from the CTs.
Neck and neck. This game now, anybody's game. Yes, momentum-wise, firmly in favor of Bravos, even though Sharks just won their first round of their T side. Still not fully stabilizing here are Sharks. Galil, lack of utility on J&T. Oh, good grenade.
Yes, that has definitely made Sharks have to pay a bit of a toll to get across this bridge into Banana. They're nade stacking out the wall in their own right, making sure it's clear. Incendiaries and Molotovs being exchanged, kind of causing a bit of a stalemate. CTs will get a boost in the process, getting a rotation as well from Denoco and Spawn. Sharks reconsidering their approach here, doubling back over to middle. Maybe looking to get a little bit of control there. Their commitment still does not need to be made. They still have some time to play with. CTs, though, will re-smoke top mid, making it riskier for Sharks to fight for that control. They just keep getting stalled out all across the map, Vince, and eventually the clock will catch up with them. Feel like Bravos are playing this really well.
Yeah, the only downside for Bravos, although I completely agree with you, but to play devil's advocate, they are lacking a bit of utility themselves. They've got a smoked incendiary, which is one of which has just been tossed out to shore, but very well placed, actually. It keeps them at bay again on quad. Wood, up on the balcony, was looking down with his AWP. 30 seconds, and you kind of nailed it. You said ahead of time, every round it feels like they're just timing themselves out, and it's the same situation here.
And they've done nothing to dislodge the CT position, right? They've been able to safely keep this boost in play, and now look at that incendiary. I mean, what are they going to do? They have to force their way through it now.
Oh, that flash, the peek, the frags following up as well. They will not expect Leo to be up here on the boost. As they jump across, Leo transitions into 2 and heavily weakens Luca. So even though the plant will come in, as soon as Luca tries to reposition out into the open, he should be going down to the hands of Turtle, who will not miss. And again, it's all off the back of seemingly Sharks just lacking a bit of direction.
Yeah, definitely seems to be a little bit of indecision coming in. I think it's well-timed utility as well from Bravos and some of the key choke points to keep kind of stalling Sharks out. I think the fact that they received so much utility damage at B and they got forced off it for so long, maybe they had to spend that extra utility to clear out top B to feel safe. And so, while it is a little bit of hesitancy from Sharks causing problems, it is also Bravos being proactive and making it uncomfortable for them with how they're timing out their own layered utility. So, credit where credit's due in that regard. Full buy for both teams coming into this, but Sharks are running out of chances, Vince. Their money is very low. CT economy has also been tapped out a bit, so this is a very big round for both sides. As again, the utility damage is being exchanged on B, and again, it's the CTs coming out on top, and again, Jota has been such a menace on this B side.
Yeah. No, for sure. 21 frags, and a lot of those have been very impactful over on the defense. Turtle up close will be putting heads. 2 kills from Turtle. Very well played indeed. And in doing so, putting Luka with his back against the wall. Denoco will have him on the cross, but he's not needed because Jota's pushed down Banana. And there's a 14th round for Bravos. They are very close to knocking Sharks down into the lower bracket.
Yeah, indeed. It seems like that matchup with Made in Brazil could now be in the lower bracket final instead of the grand finals we would have expected. So a little bit of a different placement for that key match. Potentially on the line here. Again, those are still the 2 major players for who can get enough points to get to the major, but we'll have to see how it plays out.
Maybe this is where it comes back to that whole lack of pressure and sort of being the underdog situation. Is playing against Bravos. I don't think that's any longer the case for Sharks. Against MIBR, sure, maybe.
I think it's also though a track record where they sell themselves short. They've had success against Sharks in the past, so.
Sure. Oh, nice shot from Zevi, but he does eat a chunking grenade. As a result, him and Luka both worse for wear, finished off by Denoco's opportune push. Who could be getting another one. Pank comes out. That's the bomb down. The bomb down in middle in a horrible spot. And although Sharks are going to be exploding outside of balcony, it still puts them in such a tentative position. A bullet anywhere on Luka and he's gone. And that grenade maybe finishes off Denoco, but Luka still needs to transition and he still needs to get that bomb.
Yeah, now they know that he's pit. So element of mystery is now gone. Good apartments push here from Jota to keep tabs on the maneuvers of Luka, who decides to go around Arch side. Catches a good timing as well, be able to pick up an op even. I don't know if they would have expected him to cross this side, so he could catch Wood off guard if he's not careful. Yeah, I think Wood has no idea. I think that they missed the timing with Jota getting up to balcony. They had no idea he made it all the way around this far already. And he does find the 1v1 in middle, gets that kill, but has no idea where Jota is.
And Jota has eyes on the bomb.
Yep.
So there's no reason for Jota to position badly. I like that he's actually giving this up. He knows he can't take the bomb and go to B. He has to come on to A. He has to run into his hunting ground. And Luka, you are a goner. Oh my God, Jota, how have you not killed him?
Oh,
what?
No.
That's got to be a joke. He had everything going in his favor, Dust. Everything was going in his favor.
I can tell you that that is indeed a T as his third letter and not a K. He's not a joke, Vince.
Oh, man.
I think that really does come down to just some unlucky time. You can see Jota moved up aggressive on balcony to watch to see if Luka had escaped pit yet and if he had gone through Moto to Arch side. He got there just a bit too late. Luka had already made it out and into Archway, and so the mid player had no clue. That's an easy 1v1 victory for him to get that kill, perhaps get bomb back and get a 1v1. And Jota just misses his shots, opens the door, and now all of a sudden Sharks just 2 away. They have maybe a route back into this one. Maybe, just maybe they can still find themselves in those grand finals, Vince.
I mean, Luka Takeabout, it is a fantastic play, but it is wrought with mistakes from Bravos and a bit of unfortune. But like the fact there was like 10 seconds left, he knows where the bomb is, he knows he has to push on A if he wants to win the round, and he still gets caught and misses shots. Like, I feel like that's why they called the timeout, just to detox. Yeah,
that's probably a fair bet. Made a good decisions that round, but just missed a couple of key bullets. And it gives Sharks a way back in, because not only do they win that, but the economy of Bravos are up against the ropes. This could very easily be a 14-14 game if Sharks finds victory here.
That's a very good point. It kind of has felt like Bravos just had this in the bag for the last 5-10 minutes, but you're right. We're in a situation now where if they concede again, then Sharks are straight up in this game. So Jota, who's been fantastic over on that B side for the most part, is now going to join the rest of the troops on A, and Wood connects that shot. Jota's there to pick up the pieces. Wood repeats, refrags. Exquisite work from the CT AWPer, and JNT, try as he may, is stuck with Luca in a 2-on-5. They have the bomb. That's pretty much the only thing that's in their favor.
Yeah, and this is a big round for Bravos because they hold off that tough economic situation where they'd have to save, and Sharks likely tie up the game 14 apiece, but they also did so with limited firepower. They had 2 guys sitting on Deagles only. They don't have that much utility. They had to rely on just making good decisions and playing together on some of their peak timings, and they did just that with a huge round from Library with the op, and that's map and series point now for Bravos. Playing spoiler, very much now a possibility. Sharks will have 3 chances to force an OT. They do have the money to spend on a couple of their players, but a couple will be left lacking, Vince. You're going to have to see a few Tech-9s probably put out here just to get utility. Galil for JNT, so a little bit less than ideal for him as well. Pank with the Deagle. So they do have the op for Zevi. But this is it. Last chance saloon for the Sharks before they drop down to the lower bracket. Zevi misses a bit of an opportunity there. I'm so shocked that they're toying with him. But he doesn't connect.
And that's maybe why they're trying to draw away fire to allow the 2 CTs to push down Banana, and it's worked out phenomenally. 2 picks, no health lost in the process, and they just piece back to top Banana. JNT can maybe take down this frag, does it, but it's labored, and both the remaining Ts are low. Leave it on Zevi, 1-on-4 to try and save Sharks and push them forward one more time, and Wood says no. It was a big, big slip and slide towards the end, but eventually they made their vast lead work.